Oh, bother.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to part 2 of our Reikland Let's Play here in the old world. Now, before we get started, let's zoom out and see how things are looking. Reikland is still well solidified. It looks like there has been a little bit of trouble up on the northern end of Ostland, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Ostermark is being invaded, unfortunately, by the Griffinwood. It looks like things are not going so well out in Sylvania, but we kind of knew that that was going to be an issue, unfortunately. And down around Averland, not much has changed. It doesn't look like they've made any overtures to really try to take back their territory, so that's something that we'll have to help them with eventually, I imagine. But focused mainly, well, oh, I almost forgot. It does look like the war herd of the One Eye has started to pick Midland apart, so that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on as well. However, back home, we are right up against it with Reinhard von Mackensen, so that's something that we're going to have to be watching. Perhaps he'll come after us, perhaps not sure. But what we are going to be doing is renaming this character. He is not going to be Raphael Velger. Instead, we are going to change him over to, let's see, who do I want to use? I think we can stick with Luther Flamestrike from our last Let's Play. Luther Flamestrike. No, I think it's, there we go. So, Luther Flamestrike is a rather famous Bright Wizard who was part of the Grudge Bringers and their fights to to solidify the South, or the Border Princes, excuse me. Now, let's see. I shouldn't say solidify, that's probably not the right word for it, but bring peace down there, or some sort of peace, or take down Thanquol. It's been a long time since I played those games. But regardless, let's take a look at our current situation. So, right now, we are still splitting the city. Karl Franz has decided that the South Bank is all that he really needs to be in control of, while he is trying to reconquer Reikland. Something he shouldn't be having to do, and is possibly under the influence of Midland. But we're going to have to deal with Reinhardt one way or another. So that time is coming, probably here in the next couple turns, I imagine.
Yes.
That being said, let's go ahead and get into that next turn. Alright, and we do have the ability to do a grand tour, or I should say the offer to do a grand tour. Unfortunately, we do not have enough prestige, so what we're going to do is, unfortunately, do nothing and, well, gather that prestige. But let's go ahead and read it real quick. So, there are a few better ways to attain political standing than getting the common man on your side. One possible way of doing this is a grand tour of the states, in which you schedule a cavalcade to travel from capital to capital, where you will address the masses on any and all matters that might concern them. Needless to say, organizing such a tour would involve calling in a lot of favors and pulling a lot of strings to achieve. Unfortunately, like I said, it sounds like a lot of effort, which you will have little time for. Political gains can be made elsewhere. And that's true. We have very little time for that, because we are in the middle of a civil war in our own province. And it's hard to believe that 6 months into this conflict, we still have not even pushed beyond, or at least very far beyond, the city of Altdorf itself.
Flame on. Yes, the
It just really goes to show how slowly some of these things can move.
Compels us.
Now, what did I say that we needed?
By the comet.
We need a night unit, that's true. We could also go for another mortar unit, but I don't think we're going to be able to get that. No, we will. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Knights, mortar. And that's all that we can afford. Oh no. Let's see if we can do anything to raise a little bit of money. Not on that front. Ooh, I wonder if we can symbolically join a war. I think we could. I know they're at war with the Beastmen.
Surely an agreement will be reached. But are we not all sons of Sigmar?
And they would for sure give us some money for that. That's good. And a trade agreement, which is definitely needed. I mean, any enemy of our elector counts is an enemy of the Emperor. Unless that enemy is another elector count. Let's see, what else? What else?
Surely an agreement will be reached. But are we not all
what could we get for
Sigmar?
joining war against them? More money? We get a lot more money. But I don't really want to weaken them like that by taking that much money from them. So we're going to hold off on that for right now. We'll keep that in our back pocket. Nordland is not at war. The League of Ostermark is at war. So let's join that war.
Of the Empire. Now what brings you here with a sheathed blade?
And they're not going to give us anything for it, and that's okay. We'll just take a little boost of income.
Approach and make your offer, that I make no promises to my assent.
And in doing this, we're also boosting our reputation amongst the elector counts, right?
Approach and make your offer, that I make no promises to my assent.
There we go. Now, I could be opening us up to some major issues later down the road. But this map is so large that they tend to focus on their own enemies instead of coming after us. Like I said, could be wrong. Oh, I didn't collect anything from them. That's not good. Well, these mistakes happen. We'll fire the diplomat.
Who calls?
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Greetings, my countrymen. You come in peace on this fine mark.
Now, they have declared themselves independent from the Empire, so we're not going to join. We're not going to help them right now.
Greetings, my countrymen. You come in peace on this fine Marktag?
Okay. I think that puts us in a much stronger position, especially financially.
To the provinces.
Now, let's see, what is the last unit that we really need?
It is time.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we'll do. So we'll get a couple... We could get some more handgunners, but what we'll do instead is get a couple of Reikland crossbows.
What?
And then we'll trade one of these swordsmen for that Reikland crossbow, and we'll have a pretty solid army down here.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Now these guys have had time to become more cohesive, so we're going to say that they've been doing some training, and that the Emperor has been, well, training at being a better general as well.
Yes, my lord.
And that is going to once again be it for this turn. Unless I'm forgetting something. I guess we could build. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and that will be it for this turn. And it looks like we have gotten that technology research, so that's going to be recruit rank +2 for infantry units, leadership +5 for infantry units, and then speed +5% for the same. Very good. Let's make our troops even tougher by adding armor, or additional armor to all of them as well.
The nation calls. Let us move. What do you
And I know
want
things
to
are
do?
kind of slow going,
Sigmar's will. The nation calls. I will marshal
but we
the
do
band.
need to take this time to really beef ourselves up. I'm thinking 3 units of swords would do pretty good for this army. That'll leave him... Actually, let's do a unit of swords and 2 units of archers. That'll give him 2 of each, plus a unit of halberdiers once we do the army swap around. And finally, we'll be able to move against Reinhardt. Now, technically, we could do it right now, but we would be facing quite the uphill battle in taking Castle Groundberg, and seeing as how we have other fights that we're going to have to deal with, probably not the best idea. And go ahead and build up the city of Tam. Tame? Tame? Tam. Who knows? I don't. Okay. Okay, and we have an unusual location that has been found under Bogenhofen. So, an unusual site has been discovered near one of your settlements, warranting an investigation to determine its potential benefit. As with any unexpected presence on your land, you have the option to remove it, though at a cost. However, if deemed valuable or of interest, this place can be left undisturbed. Assessing its worth is essential to deciding your next course of action. So, let's take a look at Bogenhofen. I kind of wish these weren't random, but I get why they are. And it looks like we have discovered a witch hunter outpost. Can't be mad at that. And there's no reason that we're going to get rid of that. Plus 10% missile strength when fighting undead or demonic factions. Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna be keeping that.
Who calls?
All right. So, Otto's ready. But is Karl ready? That's the real question. We could come out here, out this way.
Indeed.
Excuse me. And then have Otto meet up. Let's get these armies reformed. I think that's good.
Ready.
And now it's time.
Men, whoop.
Hold on.
What does the Emperor bid? Ulrich's will.
Now it's time. Let's get into this battle. The Battle of Castle Groundberg. As Morsleeb hangs in the night sky, both sides of the conflict believe that there is something evil afoot. Perhaps that there is something that even manipulates them against one another. However, these thoughts don't have time to really make their rounds amongst the troops as everyone prepares for battle. Reikland must be united one way or another, and it will take the blood of Reiklanders to do so.
Now we strike! Forward, man!
For the Emperor's forces, there is no simple route into the walls. They may hold a slight numbers advantage, but the defenders have the city on their side. And so the attackers are going to be forced to push in through avenues which are unfavorable to them against an enemy that has more favorable defenses and more missiles. How will this battle be decided? Through lots of death.
It's a civil war! By the comet! Lucas's head flew by me! Against them! Enemy wizard spotted! Beware the whistle! Keep your heads down, men! Is might! Ulrich's wolves charge with us!
They are wavering!
The gods have abandoned us!
Don't give them an inch!
And after a bloody battle, bloodier than expected, we're going to have to slow down and let things play out. So we're going to give this Banner of Swiftness over to the Reiksguard, and we're going to. Ooh, that's tempting. That is very tempting. But Karl Franz does not loot or does not loot his own settlements. That's not going to happen.
Summon the Elector Counts. Praise Sigma.
So Otto, whose forces took no losses, is going to have to be the one who continues making moves for the Emperor. In fact, while the Emperor prepares to mount his final assault against Ubersreich, Otto is going to have to move north and deal with the orc incursion that has taken place inside of the Reichwald Forest, and Vorbergland having captured the city of Alhart and Schleidelheim, Schilderheim? I don't know, respectively. So Otto's got some work to do. Let's actually get some recruiting done, because we're not going to take either one of those cities how we are right now. There we go. And we'll probably give it a couple turns before we mount an assault against either one of those, against either orc force, because it's going to take some doing. Now, let's take a look at what else we can get done.
Yes,
House of Graunberg.
to unite the provinces.
We're going to go ahead and break down that training field. We don't need it. But what we do need, and honestly I didn't realize that we had a shooting range built up in Bogenhofen. We could have used that to bring in some more money, but that's exactly what we're going to do in the next turn.
By the comet.
And Emperor Karl Franz is ready for some much needed rest and some good old commendation. So we're going to make him a leader of renown after that battle. And we're going to continue to make his troops tougher. Actually, let's make him a little bit tougher. He was thick into the fighting, So that only makes sense that he gained some personal experience. Ludwig, going to continue to make him tougher as well. And then Luther Flamestrike barely survived that battle. He got pretty close to being shot to death. Fortunately, he was able to keep himself upright.
Ready.
And Autocross, who came in there and almost single-handedly swung the battle back into our favor, because that was looking pretty dicey there for a little bit. So we're going to... I'm going to say we're going to give him Inspiring Presence, because he was able to... He and his troops were able to swing the pendulum. And then we're going to give him Route Marcher as well. Now, I do see that we could go down this list of different orders that we could dedicate him to. Keep in mind that Autocross is more of a general than he is a Grandmaster. We are using him as a Grandmaster, but I probably will not dedicate him to any specific order. In fact, if anything, we'll dedicate him to the Knightly Orders of the Empire, which is kind of like the end-all be-all of you know, a generic knightly order. Okay, and that's going to be it for this turn.
I will marshal the men.
Okay, so we do have a mission to grow our forces. They want us to recruit 30 units. That'll be something that happens over time, not something that we're going to take too seriously right now, as we're already kind of at our limit.
Here.
That being said, we do need to get a little bit more recruiting done. How far into this region can we press? There we go. How do we want to play this? We can go with 2 and 1. I think we could do that. Yeah, that'll work. And that'll give him over half of an army.
Ready.
Now, Karl cannot just rest in Castle Gralberg. We are going to have to keep moving. Because we don't want too much resistance to be built up into Ubersreich. Already almost at a year, and we have not brought down this rebellion, guys. Talk about a lot, right? And that's going to be it once again for this turn. Or at least I think it is. I don't think there's much else that we can get done. No, that's correct. And it looks like we have a migration. Karl Franz is not the kind of guy who's going to tell people to be gone. There are always wars to fight, so more bodies could be useful. Welcome them with a smile, and they will pay for this hospitality at a later time. Is it going to make our control a little bit less? Yes, but it is going to be for the best, right? And it looks like we could stand to gain a little bit of prestige, or excuse me, fealty, which is something that we desperately need. In the Empire, political power is connected to economic prosperity. There is perhaps no group or organization that has a greater effect on economic prosperity across state borders than the Merchants Guild, the rumors being that many of the electors themselves are on their payroll. Using your gravitas, it might be possible for you to arrange favors for the patrons of the Merchants Guild, such as loosened regulations or tax cuts, in addition to more personal furtherances. In return for their help, in advancing your political standing, all at a considerable cost, of course. So yeah, we're going to take that because that's going to help us out a lot. We are on kind of shaky ground with a lot of the electors, and actually let's take a look at our situation with the electors. So as I said before, Eldred does not recognize us, possibly because at some point we gave his province over to the Gold Order, which has now moved on. But we are kind of, I don't think that we have really solid, except for Reikland standing, right? 6, 4, 4, 5. Yeah, we're losing standing amongst most of our electors, so that's a good benefit, right? That pulled a lot of them on out of the risky red, so to speak. Now, speaking of our electors, we haven't looked, and I think we're probably nearing the end of this this episode, but let's take a look at how the situation stands. For now, the League of Ostermark is holding up fairly well. I'm surprised they haven't lost more of their territory. As for the expedition into Sylvania, they do appear to be holding and maintaining as well. Stirland has been effectively split in half, with Vertbad, the capital, barely holding on. And it looks like the vampire counts have moved into their, have moved very well into their territory. Most of their territories, in fact, are split, with the undead controlling the exterior and the, and Stirland controlling the interior more of the cities. Averland has not moved, which, hey, that's fine. And it does look like Wissenland is the only one who is making real progress pushing out their vampires, so that's good. Meanwhile, we've got more work to do. So let's get right up on the border before they build any stronger. And let's finish this episode with a battle against the Greenskins. Vish Venombarb. Venombarb. Okay, cool. So let's get in there. We've got a battle to win. As Otto Cross's troops marched on the city, ready to liberate it from Greenskin hands, he knew that this was the opportunity he needed to prove himself. Should the Emperor see his success, he might even grant him the ability to go beyond the Imperial borders, or even gain a governance within the county of Reikland itself. All things were possible now, and he was going to make sure that he did as good a job as he could, so that he could rest on his laurels.
Crush their scrapple!
Destroy it!
And with that, we have a decisive victory for Autocross. And even though he is not under the direct supervision of Karl Franz, he is not going to loot and occupy or sack the settlement. That's just not something that Karl's going to put up with. Although, once he gets further away, those kind of behaviors might change. So, with that, we're going to be coming to an end of this Let's Play. Before we do, or this Let's Play episode, excuse me, but before we do, I just realized that Altdorf is now united because we have, well, maintained the facade. We've gotten another province under our control, which now puts 2 provinces under our full control. So let's get this built here. We're going to delete that, and let's see what else. Where is? I know there's an army somewhere.
What does the Emperor bid?
There it is. Okay, as tempting as it is to hold on to this army, we're going to go ahead. Let's get rid of the standard troops and see if we can balance this out real quick.
I will marshal the men. Yes, a sound plan.
Not quite. So we're going to send you on home.
Let us move.
And we'll get rid of everyone except for the Free Company militia. And I think that should do it.
What?
Yeah. That puts us back in the positives. And like I said before, that is going to bring an end to this episode. So if you liked this episode, please let me know by dropping a like or telling me what you think down in the comment section below. And as always, to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, bother.